Welcome back to another episode of Jason's Bricks and 5, where we discuss LEGO content in videos of around 5 minutes. Time for another weekly Bricklink store update. I realized I actually only uploaded one video between the updates. This week's been busy between parting out sets, getting Bricking News back up and running, and some other stuff. So, plus I did some building. So that took some time, but I actually have a video coming out maybe the next day or so. So I should have a few more this week. So it's not becoming just a Bricklink channel, but I'm trying to do these weekly. Keeps me motivated to keep the store up and running. Also, I'm going to try to answer some of the questions that were asked. I won't read all of the comments this time. I want to try to keep this short and flowing, but I also want to give you guys a chance to, ask questions about running a Bricklink store. So this week was actually a very good week as far as running the store. And so just so you know, I track the orders from Friday through Thursday, because that's the day I started, was I opened the store on a Friday. So anyways, this week I had 7 orders that came in. So actually quite a bit busier as far as the number of orders compared to the last few weeks, which I've actually been okay with because, like I said, I've been busy. But the orders we had this week, we didn't have any crazy ones where it was, 200 different lots or whatever. We had some that were actually very small. I had a couple that were like 3 lots, but those are quick and easy to pick. So I actually have one here. Show you quickly how I send a lot of my orders out, in case you're interested in that. I save money by keeping the Lego bags. That way I don't have to spend money on extra packaging. So I just put the parts in there, tape them up, and then most of the items I've shipped via bubble mailer. So I went and got a bunch on on Amazon, and shipped those out. So yeah, I have all my supplies there. I'll get a label sent out. This one actually just came in because it's Thursday night, so the week is almost over, but this one just came in, so I picked it. I figured I'd show you. So I have a big box of empty Lego bags. The guys that run the A-Fool podcast, they talk about doing that, and I found, that's actually a pretty good idea. So anyways, that's an order that we have, and that one is actually going to a new state, so I don't know if you guys like that part, but I've been having fun kind of tracking what states are we sending the orders to. So like I said, this week we had 7 orders. We had 2 go to one state, interestingly enough, and it was a new state. So we had Indiana, we had North Carolina, we actually had 2 go there. We had California, Illinois, New Jersey, and Nebraska. So it's kind of interesting to see the map fill up as far as the number of states that we've shipped to. I think we're in the teens as far as what we have left. I want to say there's like 15 different states. So yeah, and if you watch these videos, just so you know, just say, hey, I've seen your videos on the as a note in the sale, and I'll put an extra, little bit of swag in there. But I appreciate everyone that places an order. As far as what our orders consisted of, we had, like I said, 7 orders, and there were 177 different lots and a total of 1,949 total pieces that were shipped out, or items. I didn't sell any sets, but that is one thing I'm going to try to add this week. That's the other part we'll talk about is, I've been trying to get at least one set, if not more, added to the store each week so that there's always new things being added. So we did get some items parted out. And as far as that, last week when we did our update, we had 59,798 items in the store. And as of today, we have 68,884 items. It's been interesting to see because I use bags in these boxes, like little sandwich bags, basically. Some get bigger based on, the number of parts, but the majority are sandwich bags. And as I sell all of the parts, because maybe I only have 2 or 3 of an item, I sell them. And then what happens is I keep that bag and then I reuse it. So this last set that I parted out, I did not use any new bags. I used all repeat bags that I'd used before. So it's getting interesting to see that pile build up and then use it again. So, just trying to save money where I can. Let's see. That's kind of how the orders went this week. Now, one thing we have to discuss. We had a first. I screwed up an order. So I had someone reach out to me and said, hey, I think I'm missing a part. and they had sent me a picture. So on all of the items or the orders that I get, I print out the label and I go through and I track them. I know some people said, hey, that's a lot of money, but I just feel better being able to go through and track it. And sure enough, it was the first item on there. I know what happened, why it happened. It was my error, but sure enough, I hadn't circled the number and checked off that I'd marked it, and sure enough, it was there. So I was able to find those parts. And I know sometimes people have, you know, I've had an issue where someone's like, hey, I didn't have that part. And that would have been different if it was a part that I didn't have. That's my big fear, that someone orders a part that, you know, either I can't find or, you know, I don't know, something happens. It got inadvertently included in another order, but I don't have it to sell. So that's my big fear every time I pull an order. Haven't had that yet. But, you know, in those instances, I guess you can just cancel it. And, you know, I know sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. Like, you know, well, okay, yeah, I got my 12 cents back, but now I got to pay to have it shipped from someone else. So, you know, in this one where I knew it was my bad, what I did is I just went ahead. I tried to see if there was a way I could ship it via regular first class mail, and just with the bubble mailer, it just didn't work. So I just paid the, I don't know, $4.50, $5, whatever it was, shipped it out, and hopefully he's got his parts by now. I think he watches the channel, I'm pretty sure of that. So hopefully they've arrived, and again, I apologize about that. But yeah, when that came, I was like, I knew this day would happen, but I wasn't looking forward to it. But yeah, and if you ever do place an order, you know, really with any Bricklink seller, first thing I would say is reach out to them and just say, hey, because, you know, everyone's human, things do happen. You know, maybe they can come up with a way to fix it. Give them a chance before you mark them bad, which he was very kind to do. So yeah, let's quickly look at the comments that we have, because we do have a few questions I wanted to go through. So the first one was from Baker Bricks. He said, did you buy anything from the Target early Black Friday deals to part out? They've got a lot of 40% off deals, which is not as common for Lego as it used to be. So I did. It's one I posted on my channel. I don't generally post deals, but I thought this was a really good one. So I bought the stem set. Woo! Gonna drop them. I actually bought 10 of them. So I had to go to 3 different Targets in 2 states because I was in Colorado last weekend. Anyways, I ended up getting 10 of them, and that's part of why it's taken me so long this week to try to get stuff done, is I parted all of these out. So yeah, it is a good number of parts. It actually has a really good part out value. And sorry for the loud noise. One more. Anyways. So yeah, so that's the thing that I got parted out into the store this week. I did get a couple of other things. They had a deal on some sets at Costco that I just actually picked up. So those actually came this afternoon. I haven't even opened the package. And there were a couple of other things I looked at, but I don't think I actually bought any. But I am looking, like right now, I think is going to be the time where I'm going to try to stock up if I can find things. That's another question. I don't think anyone asked me here, but like my daughter, she did ask me this week. She's like, are you making any money doing this? And I told her, I said, well, I'm selling a lot of things, but I'm not making any money because I'm really putting all of the money back into the store. I'm trying to get more inventory because I don't want to just buy a set, people buy the good stuff, and then I don't have anything left to sell. So I'm not making any money that I'm taking, but the store, as far as the number of parts and I guess the value of the store continues to go up. So from that perspective, I guess I am. Now maybe I'll be left with a bunch of friends' parts. I probably won't because I try not to buy those, but yeah, anyways. Oh, I did buy another set. There was the 3-in-1 sea animals at Walmart. That was the other one I thought of. I think we got like 6 of those. They had those for $9. That was at Walmart when we were coming back from Colorado last weekend. So yeah, so I keep watching to see if we can find something else, but there you go. Let's see. As far as some of the other comments, Chef Eddie said, you need to buy a bunch of sets and sell the exclusive GWPs for a fortune. It's free, so it's pure profit. Well, it's like the Goonies set. Yeah, you get that free gift with purchase, but it's $330 to get that, right? I have told my wife I'm contemplating buying a Star Trek Enterprise to part out, just because I know I can offset that gift with purchase. You know, I'm thinking that might sell for maybe $100 on the aftermarket. I don't really know. And maybe the figs will go, but then again, I mean, maybe people are just going to buy it because they want the Enterprise. So I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that yet. I mean, I have bought a good number of sets. I mean, you saw how many of those I bought, but I'm trying to be responsible in how I spend my money. I don't want to go into debt trying to buy stuff to sell, if that makes sense. So let's see. I think there was a couple more. Fidel Ruiz said, "I'm waiting for you to receive a Hawaiian order. I'm a Mexican Bricklink store." Oh, wow. "And when I receive an order from Honolulu, I was flabbergasted. Never thought it would be possible. I'm now rooting for an Alaskan and Hawaii and a Wyoming one." So, well, good luck with your Bricklink store. Yeah, those are a couple states I don't have. You know, I'm picturing the states that are less populated are the ones you're least likely. You know, so like Wyoming. But then again, Delaware, I've got a number. I've had multiple orders from. So, and that would have been one I would have, you know, not thought of as receiving one first. So, let's see. Mardi Gras Man 23 said, "Impressive how dedicated you are. Hopefully you don't hit the wall." And I replied, I said, "I hit the wall and I climbed over it." I would be lying if I said sometimes it's not challenging. You know, it's, you know, not so much producing the video. I mean, that's really the small part of it. You know, even pulling an order, you know, like this one, I was probably able to pick this in 5 minutes, but, you know, getting the set parted out and the bigger part is inventorying it. That's really the part that is by far the most challenging, you know, and the more parts you have, the more challenging it is. You know, and it can take a long time. So, you know, that's the part where I think I'm going to struggle with the motivation, and I've felt it, but, you know, I guess it's good to have that challenge and something to give you a little bit of drive. And it helps when I get a lot of sales, because then it's like, okay, you know, I'm not making sales that I could quit my job or, you know, anything along those lines, but it does give me insight that, you know, maybe eventually something could come of this. Not to that scale, but, you know, maybe at a point when I retire, it's kind of a side gig to just give you some options, right? If nothing else, it gives you something to spend your time on. Yeah, there was a lot of great comments this week. I appreciate everyone that commented. I got a lot of comments saying that people do appreciate the weekly video, so we'll keep doing those. I'll try to keep them shorter, although I feel like I'm running long on this one. But yeah, I'll try to share different tips and things, you know, let you know when I screw up. Hopefully we don't have another update like that in a while. But, you know, things that I've found to be helpful, like saving money using bags, etc. And yeah, so if you have questions about running your Bricklink store, opening one, should you? Probably you shouldn't. But, you know, if you're deciding about it, you know, if you want to know something specific, I'm happy to try to answer that. I may not give you the best answer or what you're looking to hear, but I'll tell you what I know. So that's going to do it for this week's update on the store. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Oh, wait, before I go, we do have news related to the store. So this Monday, November 17th is Life Day. So I'm actually going to be running a sale this weekend on Star Wars items in my store because we celebrate Life Day at my house. So why not? Yeah, so if you are a Star Wars fan, you're looking for some figs, or, you know, I'm going to try to put a couple small sets in there. You know, maybe there's something you're looking for, because I do have a few Star Wars things I probably need to offload, frankly. So we'll see what I can get in there. But yeah, if you know, you watch this on Monday or before Monday, I hope you have a happy Life Day.
She says it may be a happy Life Day for you, but personally, she's seen happier ones.
And with that, we will say thanks for watching this episode of Jason's Bricks in 5. Happy building!